We received a question about timing and maybe the setup of a 75-minute variation of the Hot 26 and 2 class that is typically done in 90 minutes, 2 sets of everything. When you make variations on a class, and not just this class, I would say anytime you teach something, you want to really think first, what are you trying to achieve? What is your goal? What do you want your students to experience? And then that will guide your decisions in maybe what you emphasize in the class. At our Evolution Studios, we had 2 variations of a 60-minute class. One that was a little bit of a milder form with less heat. We would do all the postures once, omit standing head to knee and toe stand, those being the most high-risk postures of this sequence. And then we had a hot 60-minute class in which it was really geared towards people who wanted to have a full-on sweat, heart rate up, and the hard work of the class, but just didn't have the time for the 90-minute classes. So we would approach these classes very differently. Now, if you take a 60-minute class as your framework, then start to vary with, if you would do all the postures once in 60 minutes, your standing part will take a little bit longer than your floor series. So you're standing about 33 minutes and your floor about 27 minutes. And then you can start building from there. So I know a lot of people who like to do the warm-up postures twice. So half moon, back bend, hands to feet pose, the 3 parts of awkward and eagle to make sure everybody's fully warmed up when you're doing the rest a little shorter. I like to think about some peak postures as well, doing those twice. So you can think about standing bow and triangle were often options that I would consider doing twice. I know some people who like to do all the wide-legged postures twice. So standing separate leg stretching pose, triangle, and standing separate leg head to knee. On the floor, if I have time, I like to do the spine strengthening postures twice. So from cobra to bow pose. And whatever class I teach, I always make sure to do camel and rabbit twice. So it would be good to maybe see how that works out for you time-wise. So I try to just plan a 60-minute class and then have a little bit of buffer. What I personally also really, really like when I have those 75 minutes is taking some extra time, a little bit at the beginning, but especially at the end of class, to also bring in enough time for a good solid savasana and a moment of meditation and breathing at the end, because I feel that very often the emphasis is so much on getting your sweat on that we forget about the stillness that what yoga is really geared towards. Hope this helps.